He who loves his wife loves himself and honors his own body. Hello, friends. This is Stella Sano Bokelo welcoming you to the Family Enrichment Hub, your center for family learning and for growth. I want to thank those of you who have continuously supported this channel, those of you who on a weekly basis truly share in your different networks of friends and family the content of this channel. I honestly appreciate you and celebrate you for the support that you have given to this channel. Today, I want to be speaking about another storm in marriage that is actually ravaging so many families and causing couples to just fall apart. And that is the issue of preference for boy children over girl children within the family. I listened in to the harrowing account of one dear lady called Grace Kansimi Mwesije. Grace has been married for the last 34 years, and in this journey of her marriage, she has not been able to bring forth a male child. Grace, however, has two lovely daughters. Grace says she has gone through extremely dehumanizing treatment from the very people that she thought should have been the ones to protect her and understand her situation best. Grace says the peak of it all was one time when, together with her husband, they decided to organize a Christmas party just to bring the wider family members together. And so many people declined the invite. Just a few turned up. Reason being, she intended to poison their boy children. And so Grace Kansime is not alone in this experience. So many women are going through extremely dehumanizing, going through extremely painful and very belittling experiences in their marriage. So many women are suffering emotional, psychological, and indeed verbal abuse in their relationships because of inability to bring forth a boy child. For others, they have even been sent packing out of their marital homes back to their maiden families, while the husbands go on to bring in a second and a third wife who they hope will be able to bring forth the much needed boy children for the family. And so, what are the reasons? What are the motivations behind the preference for a boy child over a girl child? In our African traditional setting, many families see boys as the heirs for the family. And so, because boys are taken as the heirs, families believe that through the male children, they'll be able to propagate their family name. And in that way, they'll be able to also preserve the family tree. So, this is what pushes so many families to desire at all cost to be able to have a boy child or boy children within their families. And so allow me share some insights which I believe should be able to debunk some of the myths around the preference for boy children over girl children. The Bible tells us in the book of Genesis, chapter 5, verse 2, that in the beginning God made them male and female. And when He placed them on the face of the earth, He blessed them. In other words, as long as you appear on the face of the earth, it doesn't matter whether you're male or you're female. There is a blessing that God has packaged you with. There is a unique blessing that you're supposed to bring and manifest on the face of the earth. And I also truly believe that in God's wisdom, He has planned families in such a way that there are some families that will raise only girls, other families will raise only boys, and other families will have a mix of both boys and girls. That is the unique divine plan and purpose and intention of God on the face of the earth. We cannot fight with that. And so when you find yourself having no child, no male child, it is actually not your fault. It is a design of God to give you female children or only male children or a mix. And also, the Bible tells us in Psalms chapter 127, verse 3, that all children, every child, is a special blessing from the Lord. Every child including boys and girls. Not just boys are blessings within the family, girls are blessings as well. And so let's settle that within our hearts, within our families, that when God has blessed you with children, these children are a special blessing from Him. In fact, He says they are the reward for the womb. Allow me share a little bit of my O-level biology with us, just to help us appreciate, for those who have never taken the trouble to understand the science behind the process of conception and the determination of the gender of our children. Each of us within our cells, the nucleus of the cell, we carry 23 pairs of chromosomes. Now, the 23rd pair of chromosomes, which is called the sex chromosomes, are the ones that are responsible for determining the gender of the children that we bring forth. So every woman carries a pair of sex chromosomes, which are XX. In other words, every woman carries two X's. And then every man carries a pair of sex chromosomes, which has an X and a Y. So in every baby making transaction, a woman automatically will always give off an X. And then her partner, the man, will either give off an X chromosome or a Y chromosome, which goes to meet with the X chromosome, which automatically the lady gives forth. So when your partner gives off an X, automatically the X from your male partner, together with your X as a lady, will bring forth a female child. When your male partner gives off a Y chromosome, automatically that Y is going to combine with the X, which you give off as a lady, and you will bring forth a male child. Meaning, at the end of the day, that the males are actually the ones that determine the sex or the gender of their children, because the males are the ones who carry the X and the Y. The females only carry the two X's. So next time, before somebody parades a lot of ignorance and backwardness, and you're telling your wife to pack her bags because she's only producing for you female children, she's not producing for you heirs, be informed. As a man, biologically speaking, you are the determinant of the gender of the children within your family. I also want to equate women to a garden. Women are seed receivers. Just as you see a garden, when you give it weeds, it will multiply those weeds, and you will have so many weeds at the end of the season. When you tend a garden very, very carefully and you give it seeds, for instance, maize seeds, at the end of the season, that garden is going to give you a multiplied harvest of maize seeds, because that is what you gave the garden. That is what women are. What you give her is what she will return to you. When you give her an X chromosome and she adds this to the X that she already has, she's going to give you girl children. When you give her a Y chromosome, which will combine with her X chromosome, she's going to give you a male child. So rest assured, every man, biologically speaking, you determine the gender of your children. And generally, like they say, if you know better, you will do better. Let's educate ourselves. Let's educate ourselves on matters of science, on matters of information, on matters of how do we move our families forward? How do we produce good seed? How do we empower our children to be useful? How do we make our children to be productive, to be the blessings which God brought them onto the earth with? Because, like we've said, every child has a unique blessing. So it's our duty as parents to make sure we empower, we train, we educate, and teach our children so they can be able to manifest that which they came to the earth to manifest. And I also want to challenge us, people who did not bear any children on the face of the earth, and yet we remember them so profoundly for the amazing innovations that they brought forth, the inventions that we are enjoying today. We remember them not because of the number of children that they produced, not because of the families that they belong to, not because of how many boys or how many girls they brought forth. Generally speaking, people are remembered for their accomplishments, for their unique blessings, for what they bring forth, for the value they bring to the earth, not the number of children that they bring forth. Friends, before you send your wife packing, be informed that every man who loves his wife truly loves himself and honors his body. So before you send this woman out of her marital home, think about the fact that it is God who gives the blessing of children. It is not in her control to determine the gender that she is going to bring forth. Allow me to conclude with this. Proverbs chapter 2, verse 10 to 13 says, "When wisdom enters your heart, you will be saved from the way of wicked men." May we have the wisdom to understand that children are a blessing from the Lord. The Lord is the one who determines the gender of our children. And let's not parade ignorance, backwardness, and barbarism. Thank you, friends, for listening in. Kindly share widely. I encourage each of us to share to one or two more people so that this message can truly spread widely. Thank you for listening in. God bless you. Bye.